It's over to Manfredo, deflected, and it's a North Broward point. It falls on the St. John Paul side. Two St. John Paul Eagles went up to block it, but it deflected off of one of them and fell. 8-6, Eagles lead Maria Estevez to serve it. And Estevez's serve controlled by Hagenson. And now they do just get it over. Estevez setting up far side for Manfredo as it goes into the net. Oh, sorry, they were going to rule it went off of a St. John Paul II player, North Broward point. Some confusion over who will serve it, and it will be Roberta Mendez. 8-7, St. John Paul leads over the Eagles. As Mendez is served, controlled by Donahue. A little bit of trouble with it, and North Broward Preps can get free ball out of this if they play it well. Gata Estevez over to Sabrina Resnick, but St. John Paul II keeps it alive. Now McNamara on the left-hand side. Dug out well, though, by Lambert. Estevez sending it right back up for Lambert on the right side. Deflected by St. John Paul II. It stays alive, though. St. John Paul II thought they got the point, but now McNamara and Estevez at the line. They rule that McNamara hit the net, and it's going to be a North Broward point after the net infraction from McNamara. Mike Cabeza isn't happy for St. John Paul II, but regardless, Roberta Mendez and North Broward Prep with the point on the serve. And now Donahue with it, but the kill attempt is no good. Now Estevez sends it over with a little bit of finesse, and it falls to the ground for a North Broward point and a North Broward lead. It's 9-8. And Mendez controlled by McNamara. Now Salvato giving it back up to McNamara on the left side. Taylor Lambert keeps it alive with a diving stop. Now a great play from Manfredo to keep it alive. She ends up getting it over. And now O'Hare sends it over for St. John Paul. Estevez setting it up for Resnick, but it stays alive. Does St. John Paul. Now McNamara on the left-hand side. Deflected and blocked by Maria Estevez, and it stays alive again. Donahue now with the Taylor Lambert with a diving stop to keep it alive. Estevez over to Manfredo, and she catches St. John Paul II's back line too deep. And after the great rally by both teams, it's North Broward who's the beneficiary of it, as Mendez finishes off St. John Paul 10-8. The Eagles lead it. So that's going to go long from Roberta Mendez, and she gives back the point to St. John Paul after the service error. 10-9. North Broward's lead is down to 1. Brooke Salvato, the junior, to serve it. And Salvato serve on the right-hand side, controlled by Lambert. Estevez now setting up for Resnick, and she gets the kill. Aaron Donahue couldn't handle it for St. John Paul. 11-9, the Eagles lead it. Estevez will serve it for North Broward. Estevez is serve controlled by Ferrer. Now over to the right side for Henningsen, but deflected and blocked at the line. It stays alive though. Now McNamara on the left-hand side, and she gets the kill. Deflected by Taylor Lambert on the line, but St. John Paul II gets the point. Bray McNamara has really come into her own in this third set. And she will be the one to serve it for St. John Paul II. McNamara serve, controlled by Lambert. Estevez going to give it right back over to Lambert on the right side. Blocked by St. John Paul II, though. Daniela Hoganson and Remy O'Hare combined to block it. We're tied up at 11. And that gets the St. John Paul II bench fired up. McNamara to serve it again. Caitlin White has some trouble with it, and it's a North Broward Prep error leading to a St. John Paul point. 12-11. The visiting Eagles retake the lead. McNamara to serve it again. Caitlin White with it. Now Gata. And Lambert will just get it over with both arms. A little bit of trouble with it for St. John Paul, but they keep it alive. And now miscommunication on their side leads to a North Broward point. 12-12. We remain tied. This third set has been very tight. Manfredo with the serve, controlled by Farrer, and she ends up sending it over. And now Jillian Gator will get it over. She sends Bray McNamara sprawling back, but now Remy O'Hara, keeps it alive for St. John Paul. Now Lambert on the left-hand side, deflecting. It's going to be a North Broward point after Lambert gets the kill. 13-12. It was deflected by a St. John Paul player, but ended up falling to the ground on the left-hand side, as you can see there. 13-12, North Broward leads it, and Manfredo to serve it again. She does, controlled by McNamara, Salvato, and now Erin Donahue with it. She sends it to the far side, and she gets the kill as she finds the open space in North Broward Prep's defense, 13-13. Nobody's able to pull away here in this third set. Julia Sperdoto, the junior for St. John Paul II now. Sperdoto, controlled by Caitlin White. Now Maria Estevez with it. Now Taylor Lambert on the right side. Tries to get it up and over, and she does. And now a little bit of trouble for St. John Paul II. Keeps it alive. Maria Estevez with it. Setting up for Jillian Gaeta on the right side. Deflected and falls to the ground. North Broward gets the point. Jillian Gaeta gets the kill. It's been a clean set for both teams, and that's what's led to it being so tight. As Sabrina Resnick's going to come off, Roberta Mendez is going to come on. Caitlin White to serve it for North Broward Prep. A White serve controlled by Sperdoto. And if it goes into the net, as Sperdoto was not able to handle it cleanly, 15-13. Caitlin White to serve it again. And White serve dug by Sperdoto. Now Salvato setting up for Bialakis, but Maria Estevez is there on the left-hand side. Caitlin White with it for Taylor Lambert, but it goes into the net as Alyssa Bialakis was there defending the net, 15-14. St. John Paul II gets one back and cuts North Broward's lead in half. Danielle Hoganson to serve it. Controlled by Taylor Lambert. Now Estevez with it. Taylor Lambert has to get over with both arms. She hits it low, which keeps the play alive. And St. John Paul II hits it into the net. 16-14. North Broward leads as the lead is regained to 2. Lambert to serve it. And Lambert's serve. It goes into the net. She didn't get all of that one. 16-15. North Broward's unable to pull away. Erin Donahue, the junior, now to serve it. And Donahue's serve controlled by Taylor Lambert. Now Estevez with it over to Jillian Gaeta. Bray McNamara with a great play with the left hand to keep it alive. Sperdoto is unable to get it up and over though. Eagles reclaim the 2-point lead. North Broward 17, St. John Paul 15. Caitlin White to serve it as North Broward is 8 points away from a very convincing 3-game sweep over St. John Paul II, trying to re-give the favor that St. John Paul gave earlier on their home court. Controlled from Donahue. Now Bialakis gives it back up to Donahue. She hits it into the net, though. The North Broward lead is 3. Mike Cabeza wants to talk things over to St. John Paul. We'll take a timeout too. Eagles knocking on the door of victory on Brainwash Sports Twitch TV. North Broward Prep, Brainwash Sports Twitch TV back with you here from the North Broward Prep Gym in Coconut Creek. North Broward Prep 7 points away from victory, 18-15. They lead here in set number 3. They won the first 2 sets, 25-20, 25-19 respectively. Jillian Gaeta now to serve it. Controlled by Danielle Hoganson. Blocked by Mendez, but they're going to give St. John Paul the point on the net infraction. 18-16, North Broward's lead is. Sperdoto is going to come off Remy O'Hara to come on. It'll be Stephanie Ferrer, the senior, to serve it for the visiting Eagles. And Ferrer serve controlled by Lambert. Now Estevez with it. And Mendez gets it up and over. But nice diving dig by Donahue to keep it alive. Now Metzger with it. Estevez sending it far side for Mendez. And that is going to be a kill as they rule it inbounds from Mendez. Sorry, check that, Manfredo. 19-16. When that ball comes straight at you, you really get appreciation for just how fast these guys are hitting it. And that answer is fast. McNamara on the left-hand side. Taylor Lambert with a great diving dig to keep it alive. Goes over Ferrer. Now over to Salvato. And St. John Paul II gets it over. Gaeta setting up for Estevez. And now for Taylor Lambert on the right side. Donahue can't control it. It goes into the stands. 20-16 as Lambert gets the kill. She's had a fantastic bounce-back game from last night's 4-set loss to Coral Springs Christian. Pretty much this entire North Broward team has. As that serve is dug out well by O'Hara, but they can't control it. North Broward 21-16 advantage. A healthy Maria Estevez back into the line. The normal lineup for North Broward Prep is Cabeza takes a timeout. We'll stay with you, though, to talk about what we've seen. And what we've seen is a much more efficient and much more complete North Broward team. When both Manfredo and Mendez still with the team, and Maria Estevez back at full strength at North Broward, far more consistent than they have been as a very large cheer goes up from the North Broward huddle. They seem completely into it. Apparently. North Broward 21-16 advantage here in this third set. Last night we saw head coach Austin Clubb try out a lot of different lineups, try out a lot of different things. It didn't work. They dropped the game in 4 sets to Coral Springs Christian Crusaders, but they've come out totally different team here against the Eagles from St. John Paul II. And they are 4 points away from being the first team to unseat St. John Paul II in a district game. Set number 3 is about to continue. Roberta Mendez to serve it. And she does, controlled by Donahue. And now over the far side for McNamara, as that is going to be a North Broward point. It's still no word. They're going to change it around and award the point to, no, it will still be a North Broward point. No, it won't. A little bit of confusion there. 21-17, though, when it's all said and done. St. John Paul II gets the point on the serve. Going to move, it was deflected off of the North Broward player, and that's why it went out of bounds. Wilson, though, Estevez with it over for Manfredo, and she gets the kill on the right-hand side. 22-17, North Broward's knocking on the door. Here in set number 3 is going to be Estevez to serve it. And Estevez's serve goes long, and the error from Estevez makes it 22-18. The lead is 4 for North Broward. Gray McNamara, the service for St. John Paul. Controlled by Gaeta. Estevez now with it. Over to Lambert on the right side. Dug out well, though, by St. John Paul. Kept alive. And it's going to be a North Broward point. After the infraction against St. John Paul II, 23-18. Johanna Manfredo to serve it. Manfredo serve controlled by Ferrer. Now Salvato gets it over on the second. Estevez now with it for Lambert on the right side. Deflected. Kept alive though, and Estevez gets it over. Now Donahue can just get it over with both arms. She's just able to. as the ball goes back over the St. John Paul II side, now back over to North Broward side. Estevez setting up for Lambert. She tries to catch St. John Paul II off balance. It ends up going back onto the North